Oh, did the music stop? It's still in my head.
Funny how that happens, huh?
That's right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the, what is it, 39th episode of the Nocturnal Feeding Show. I got tonight with us Dr. Alien Boy, a.k.a. Dr. Anthony from the Amazon Research Center. His twin is his background. We got Todd TJ Autocross. Thank you, Todd, for being here. And we got Chattanooga Ed. His twin is his background. Thank you. We got Chattanooga Ed. He's putting something in the oven.
Hey, don't be yelling at me because I'm a moron. I can't figure out what's going on.
You bozo. I can call you a bozo for once. Normally he calls me the bozo.
Yep, you're the bozo.
You gotta love the turn of events, right? All right, we got Chattanooga Ed. He's putting his creation in the oven. All right, what is that, Doc?
Well, we're going through all our fish stuff that we've been given over the years. And these are little fish bowls.
Literally.
Yes,
Literally, fish bowls.
When we got married, we got fish stuff coming out of the wazoo. And we decided we're not going to take it to Oregon with us. Fish, a bag of fish soaps.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Oh, no, they're floating fish candles. Sorry.
Interesting.
I'll send it to anybody who wants it for $100.
We could do a giveaway if you wanted to for fish candles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not joking. I was being serious. Who wouldn't love some floating fish candles?
Right. That just screams of.
Yeah. Put it in your aquarium.
Yep.
Light your red root floaters on fire.
Be perfect.
Or your frog bit, your mini frog bit, your water lettuce, your mini water lettuce.
Think of what you can do to duckweed, Skip.
I want one of those. I need it.
Tablecloth holders, you know, the weights.
Yeah.
We got some cool fish Chardonnay.
From 2004.
2004 was a good year. We got everything.
It was a good year. I got my motorcycle license that year.
You got your organ donor license?
I did.
You know, you've done the ambulance, so.
Well, I had a cross rocket, so yeah, I did get my organ donor license that year.
Yep.
One of the things I wanted to talk about tonight was the NEC.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ed's back. Ed, we're live, in case you didn't know that. Ed, we're live, in case you didn't know that. All right.
Hi, guys. Hi, Dr. Anthony. Hi, TJ. Todd.
Hey, Ed.
Oh, I guess TJ works too.
It does. Either's fine.
So, if you didn't notice, Ed, TJ's not in his psychiatric room.
No, they let me out tonight.
Holy cow. But it looks like Dr. Anthony is in it.
We had to swap, basically, is what happened, Ed.
Dr. Anthony has one of those lamps that I think are awesome.
Yes, what are they called, Rennie? The lamp?
The stained glass ones.
A Tiffany lamp, yes.
Oh, okay.
They're so beautiful.
But one of the things I wanted to talk about real quick was the NEC convention that me and my wife was at. Or my wife and I was at. Sorry, proper English. There's a doctor in the house.
That's right.
Yeah, anyway. But it was actually a wonderful event. Unfortunately, that weekend there was a lot of stuff going on. You had the NEC and you had the AGA, the two big events, but there was other little stuff going on. But what was nice about it was because it wasn't so big, You got to sit down and talk with different people. And I actually met somebody that Dr. Anthony knows.
No way. Does he like Dr. Anthony?
No, he likes me.
He likes my wife better than he likes me. That's for sure.
Well, we might need to punch this guy in the mouth.
Oh, no, we're not doing that.
No.
Nobody's
Dr.
messing with my friend's wife.
Dr. Eric Thomas did a talk there, and it was awesome on catfish. And it was funny because Dr. Anthony said, "Hey, when you see this guy, say hi." I'm like, all right, whatever. And then he sat behind me on a different talk, and I saw his name tag. I was like, oh, no, this is that guy. I said, okay, I'm about to mess with him. I said, I was supposed to tell you hello from a certain somebody you know. I don't know, is Dr. Anthony ring a bell? He's like, oh, really? He did it jokingly. I said, yeah. I said, Dr. Anthony. All right, we'll get to that in a minute, Leslie Perry. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. But he goes, yeah, I know him. He goes, I've been down to the Amazon research facility. He goes, yeah, I know him. I said, I do too, because I actually went to his house and visited him. He goes, what? Not far away from Dr. A's house is Dr. E. So that was pretty cool. I got to meet him.
Yeah, I send all my students to his university for graduate school. That's where I go. That's where I send my students, to his university.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Dr. Awesome, for the $20 super chat for Fanger Boy. Thank you. Let's get to this super chat real quick, Ed. You're going to have to answer this one. Can you please give an update about James at Fish Room Fever? Will he ever stream again? I miss him, says Leslie. Thank you, Leslie, for the $5 super chat.
Leslie, I don't know. He said hi to me, and I said hey back. And I said, what's going on? But I didn't get it for like 4 hours after the fact, and I think he was probably doing something. So I haven't talked to him for a while. I need to have a real live conversation with him.
That'd probably be a good thing. So you know what's going on.
I'm sorry. I wish I was better information here.
But yeah, so it was actually a really good event. I mean, the downside was there wasn't the people like there is with the Clash. It was their first year getting it going since COVID. Greg Jones was running it, and I met 2 other people that was helping run it from Vermont. They're actually going to be running CatCon this year in November. Their club's running it with the what's the other? I'll have to look it up, but they're running it up in Vermont this year in November, the first weekend in November. Myself and my wife did the aquascaping contest.
How'd you do?
Yeah. Do you have pictures?
Not on the computer. I could bring up a short. I will in a second. But my wife placed 8th. It was the first time she's ever done it. It was her idea. I made sure it was her idea whenever I clicked submit. And then I'm like, well, we're doing it now because we're getting 2 tanks. But she placed 8th. I placed 10th out of 12. I knew she would. No, listen. He is the artistic one.
Okay.
I am not. And plus, I ain't going to lie, I got a little upset because of the substrate, which was Fluval stratum. So it got a little cloudy on me. I just got upset about it. I was like, yeah, this is crap. And then I gave up. I kind of, if Scuba Steve's in here, I pulled a Scuba Steve during the Clash. And then I came back and I finished it up. But no, it was great. There was quite a few vendors there. They had some awesome fish. It was not the same fish. Like at some places we've been to, it wasn't the same fish. There was a big variety of different fish to buy, which was pretty cool. Let's see here. I'm going to try to find this short real quick.
Did you guys eat dinner?
No, they only ate breakfast.
Oh, man.
Club
They only
rule.
had scrapple. That's it. Scrapple 3 times a day.
I used to have guys that were from Connecticut originally, and they would give me that stuff at Christmas every year when I was their shop steward. They were from the factory there that closed down, and then they transferred out to St. Louis. So I used to eat that. It was pretty good. I just slice it and fry it.
That's how you eat it.
Really?
Yeah, you just slice it, just like Spam. It works great.
You're talking about scrapple?
Oh,
Mhm.
here it is.
They don't have it everywhere in the world.
No.
No, they don't. It's I love scrapple. I got some in the freezer. I'm gonna thaw it out and make it. I thought it was on a short, but it was not on a short. It was in a video because I added stuff to it. But here we go.
Oh,
Found it. I muted the noise. So the first tank you'll see in this video
Hey,
is
I thought you said you muted the noise. We can hear you.
I'm talking about it, you little shit. So the first tank here is my wife. She called it the Green Oasis.
oh my gosh, that was really good.
Yeah, and then this is mine, Keeping It Killy.
Wow.
I thought you said it was cloudy.
Hers was. And we tried to do a lot to get rid of it, and it just wouldn't. So that's my wife's tank.
I think I may have voted for hers.
You did.
I'm going to go look and see which one I voted for.
But that's my wife's tank. That's the first time she's ever done an aquascaping thing, and it was her idea, and it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
She did great. And then you got my hillbilly thing, and my idea that I wanted to do was to keep it kind of open.
Mm-hmm.
And that's mine. The reason why I made it Keeping It Killy was Ryan from Wild Fish Tanks donated fish to put in there for me, and they are the least killies. You can see them over here a little bit. And then my wife, she put in her tank. I don't think you can see them. She put, yeah, there's one up here. It's a green neon, and I feel like there was something else. No, she's put green neons in hers. And she got 8th, and that was the first 8th out of 12. I'd say it's pretty dang gone good.
Yeah. Considering she's not that much into the hobby, right, Skip? So
Well, she's starting to get into it.
is she now?
Yeah.
Nice.
Because one of the funny things was we was getting ready to leave, and I was getting stuff set up for us to eat lunch here. And she goes, "Hey, there's this guy came up to me. He says, 'Hey, I got free guppies.'" I was like, "Oh." You're coming to me about asking about the free guppies? Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
We brought 3 bags home with a bag of platies, too, that was in that box. It was pretty good.
Guppies, huh? That reminds me.
Uh-huh.
You're not in Portland yet, so leave it alone. I knew where that was going.
Renee said don't say it anyway, so
She gonna knock you out.
I know.
But yeah, so we actually went to a
This is the one I voted for.
that's not Jen's.
But it looks good, too.
You got that off of Grant's video. Of
Yeah,
all of them.
well, no, Shelby's.
Yeah, whatever, same.
But I voted for 4. Who was number 4?
Let me think. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, but you actually may know that person because they go to the Keystone Clash a lot. So yeah, there was people that were there that go everywhere, which was crazy because a lot of the people that were there I met in Pennsylvania. So they travel a lot. But yeah, so Jen, that was her first time doing it. I was very proud of her. She just kept going. And I was like, you need to quit messing with that substrate because it's going to make it worse. But so that's a Fluval Flex 9. It's white. Don't get a white one unless you're doing salt water. Because behind all that, you'll see a black stain from the substrate. Yeah. That's the only downfall from it. So if it was me, I would have used pool filter sand. You could have brought your own stuff, but I tried to travel lightly from Pennsylvania to Connecticut.
Sure.
But yeah, no, it was great. It was a good aqua skating contest. The guy that won, his name was Gunner. He spent hours on his. I mean, hours. It was crazy. So he did deserve to win. It was pretty cool. I didn't get a picture of it on here. But on that video that Ed was showing, it's on there. He was number 12.
I didn't
Shelby got
vote
second.
for Shelby's because I knew her design.
Yeah, Shelby got second, and Grant got third. And I don't remember who got the People's Choice.
Was his the one with wood coming out of the top?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that.
But you only judge from the water line down. That was part of the rules. If you had stuff sticking out, it wasn't being judged. It was just what was in the water column, which I thought was pretty cool. They had a big fish auction on Sunday. Man.
Was Grant the one with the mermaid in it?
No. Grant was number 2. His looked like a rib cage, which is pretty cool with the spider wood. Sunday they had their auction, which was a pretty big one. I couldn't stay because we wanted to get home because of our kids, but on the way home, we did stop at Maria Z's house in Jersey. And I thought of TJ on my way up to, it's a funny story. When we was on our way up to Connecticut, we went through a part of Jersey and I saw a Porsche.
Oh, wow.
Then I ain't gonna lie, he was driving like an idiot. And I was like, that better not be TJ.
Was not me.
Drive like an idiot.
It was a TJ. I talked to him about it. He goes, yeah, I wasn't there. But it's pretty funny. We went to there was a fish store that closed down for us. We went there and we got to visit the fish store. They had margaritas for us when we walked in. It was pretty cool. The fish store was nice. It was laid out nice. The only downfall was I got my CW 123s there, and I only got 2 left.
Oh no!
Yeah,
that's the winner.
That's the winner. Yep, that's the winner. That picture does not do that justice. But yeah, so that was pretty cool. We got to go visit a local in LFS. I think they pretty much just started up like a year ago, and they're doing pretty good. You walk in, you think it's going to be small, then you go through a doorway, and it freaking opens up the fish tanks. Sorry, I did not get no videos because I'm selfish and I want to look at stuff, and I don't think of videos. But it was pretty.
Hey, you deserve to be on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, they had a lot of stuff there. They had at the at the event they had a silent auction. It had fish, food. There was a tank that they had there. It was a 13-gallon view tank. It's made for black water. It came with everything to do it. Wife really wanted it, so she bid on it. We got it. I got some food. There was a Pleco I wanted, but it went too high. But other than that, it was pretty good. Uh, so in Connecticut, it was Groton, Connecticut. It was at the Marriott in Groton. We did drive around. We went down to Mystic. There was a movie back in the 80s called Mystic Pizza that was made at that pizzeria. So that was pretty cool. And the pizza is awesome. And then we just took a drive along the bay or the harbor, whatever they call it, the inlet. But that's pretty much what I got about that.
You didn't go to the Mystic Aquarium?
Oh, yeah, we did that on Friday,
Okay.
the day the earthquake hit Jersey.
That was quite the day.
Yeah.
You weenies don't know what earthquakes are.
I mean, yeah. Yep, pretty much. So
Yeah, it's not as big as what they got out. They get
Oh,
out
no.
in Cali.
mm-mm.
But if
But
you've
it's
never been
big
in
enough
one,
to-
I mean, a small earthquake seems like it's the end of the world. It's something you're not used to.
There was like 3 things in my mind that could have been, and none of them were good. And also none of them were an earthquake until I really realized that none of the other options were were what happened.
The funny thing was, I talked to somebody in Jersey that thought it was a gas line that blew because
Yeah, one of the
they were doing gas line construction at the same time.
So, yeah. I mean, it honestly felt like a car hit my house
Oh yeah,
and like kept going because it just shook and vibrated everything for like a number of seconds where I was like, what the heck is that? Like I walked around the house. I'm like, what's going on? Couldn't find anything. And then all of a sudden other people were like, did you feel that? And I was like, okay, well, that's not obviously just limited to my house. So something happened around here.
there was people in Central PA that felt it.
Yeah.
It's on how it runs
Mm-hmm.
the lines of the earth.
The fault lines.
They felt it up in Connecticut and Groton, but we did not feel it when we was at the aquarium. Yes, Fisherman Sabu did have a booth there. And I did buy some gold lasers off of him again.
I have a couple of his Hillstream loaches.
Oh,
I need
yeah.
to buy more. They were given to me by that cool fish store in Kentucky. Gosh, J&N.
Oh, at the Triple Crown.
No, this was the ALA is where I met them, and they bought their loaches from Sabu at the ALA, and then they took off. And so I raised them for like 4 months before I finally drove to Paducah, because Paducah is about 5.5 hour drive, not easy.
Mm-hmm.
But then I drove them up there and dropped them off. But 2 hid in the fish tank out of the 14, so they just said keep those 2. Yeah, Naomi and Jeremy. Thank you, Link. She's amazing. They accidentally put the Hillstream loaches under Oinky's chair.
Oh.
And we didn't realize till like after the auction was over and we're picking up all of our stuff. We're like, oh no. But they probably figured put them under Oinky's chair so nobody would steal them. Nobody messes with Oinky stuff. Uh-oh. Bobo's starting to meow. I gotta let him out.
Uh-oh. Okay.
He came in here when I brought the hot thing in.
Oh, I forgot to say something to Rico in the previous stream when he's backstage. Do you remember when when he was talking about the Pennsylvania roads, about how crappy they were?
Yeah.
When he came into Pennsylvania, he said about the potholes, and then he said about the car seats and the the high chairs along the road.
Mhm.
New York roads suck too. They were worse than Pennsylvania. I wanted to tell him that, but I forgot.
When did you go to the New York roads?
When I went to Connecticut.
Oh.
Yeah. They suck. Jersey ain't any better than Pennsylvania. So I don't know
No,
what
I was gonna
everybody's
say.
talking about.
Nah. You're on mute.
Oh,
Doc.
Dr. Anthony, you're muted.
He's not muted.
I was, but now I'm not. The roads are bad everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
So First Class
Yeah.
Fish says they were at the OCA last year. Wish I knew you guys were there. To Ed. I might be. I've been thinking about going to the OCA this year. It's in November, right?
Mhm.
Thinking
Mhm.
about it.
It was a great time.
But I think in 2 weeks there's somebody coming to the East Coast. Is it 2 weeks, Dr. A?
Yeah. I think supposedly May 11th, the weekend of May 11th, I think.
Oh shit, that's 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'll be in Circle City. Is that it? No, not Circle City. I just did Circle City.
You're going to be in Maryland.
Yeah. And let me see. I gotta get to my email. I'll tell you the club name.
Is it the Capital City Ciclet?
Capital Cichlid Association. Yes.
Yeah, they're cool. They're real nice people.
We're trying to arrange travel and stuff right now.
Hello, Melvin.
Melvin and the Blue Dots.
CAC, yep.
Yep.
Lee says I didn't think there was anything around here. How would I find out about the next one around here? See, that's the problem. I figured. All right. So the next thing that's going to be close to you, Lisa, is in November up in Vermont. If you send me an email, I can get you the information. My email's in my about section on here. I'll type it in here.
I think she's already got to send you an email because she was the winner on Ed's channel, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Right.
So just
I'll get you information on the next one's close to you.
Is she a member of a club up there? Because the clubs will, NEC is associated with all the clubs in New England. So
NEC is the Northeast Council, so it goes from Maryland up to Maine, and there's like 30 plus clubs that's involved in it. Okay, there's 30 plus clubs that pay to be in it. Which I think the clubs that are in it should be more involved when it comes to get together, like the Northeast thing that they had. Because unfortunately, there was only 3 people that was really running it.
Well, that's how it usually is, though.
Yeah, but if you got a council, there should be more than 3 people. I'm sorry.
Yep.
And yes, whenever I showed up, I went to where they were at. I'm like, Hey, I walked over there, and the one lady, her name's Janine, she goes, "Oh, you must be a fish person." I said, "Yep." I said, "Where do you need help at?" I said, "I talked to Greg. I said I was going to be here, and I'm going to help you with what I can." So I did it again. It's a pretty good event. I think it will be better in the years coming.
Yeah, it used to be a really big event.
Yeah.
But, before COVID,
Mm-hmm.
it was a huge event.
What one?
The NEC.
Did they say how many people showed up, Skip?
Oh, I didn't get numbers.
No.
There was quite a few people there. I would say about 100 and some,
Oh, okay.
but it wasn't nothing like you had a bunch of people in the vendor room.
Okay.
I think the timing of it didn't work out right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Whip, we'll see you tomorrow. Wuss.
Bye, Whip.
He's going to bed already. He's a lightweight.
Bloomer.
Anything going on new in y'all's fish rooms except minus Doc because he's going to be moving his?
Well, I keep rearranging stuff. I really want to make it look really good for when I start doing live streams in there again.
Oh, you're gonna start
'Cause I
streaming
used-
down in the fish room, Ed?
Yeah.
Cool.
Matt from Liquid Zoo
Mm-hmm.
sent me a thing that you can plug into your power source,
Yeah.
and you hook your power source up to your internet, and then it somehow shoots. I don't know if it shoots a router out or I connect a direct hard line to that to my computer.
So
But
it'll
that
give you
way
a
I
signal
can
down
get-
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was pretty awesome when Matt did that.
Yeah. That's cool.
But I've been kind of shifting some of because I've gotten a bunch of fancy tanks over the years, and so I've been taking some of the 20 longs out and putting the prettier ones in, which originally I wasn't going to do. I wanted everything to match,
Mm-hmm.
but you know what? I got these really beautiful tanks that I should use. You know, the zero
Yeah.
iron and rimless, and I kind of broke down because I got a 40 long and put it directly behind me, and it looks so cool because it used to have two 20s there, and it's basically the size of two 20s, just without a thing in the middle. So I just started redoing things slowly that way.
Well, that'll be cool.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a lot of fun to go back in the fishing room.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to be pulling the bicers out, and they were my favorite thing to look at in there. Oh, what?
Yeah,
I'm going to put them. I'm going to put them in my 120 where I got my swordtails, because swordtails don't need to have that big of a tank. The pain is going to be. We've got about 500 red cherry shrimp in that tank to pull out.
Well, you don't have to.
Well, they'll all disappear if I don't. Those
Same.
bicers will destroy them.
You could pull 10 of them out and be free fish food. The same.
They'll probably just devour them. I bet you they would overeat and just eat every single one they could find.
Probably.
The bicers just seem like eating machines.
Well, from the videos I've seen from Rachel O'Leary when she fed her bicers, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I need to
I love them. They are so much fun. The cats love to watch them. They're the only fish that my cats watch. Because, you know, they look like snakes just going in circles, and they go around each other, and they're all over the place. And the cats absolutely love watching them.
Ryan from Wild Fish Tanks had them for sale in his booth, and I was this close to getting one. I was like, I got a stand, but I need another tank for it when they get that big.
Yeah.
What type were they?
I think he had the ornates.
Yeah, that's the most aggressive, I think. So that's the
Yeah.
one that'll eat everybody. That's what I've out of all the types I've had, they're the most aggressive I've had. I don't know if there's more aggressive that I haven't had, but they just they eat everybody. I have to keep them by themselves.
But she had bleachers with. She had fish in there. What I mean, they were big, but
Well, like your Cinedol, I've seen those with rainbows and all sorts of stuff. And I had my Della the armor one. Yeah. Thank you. That one I had with all my cichlids. You know, it's a super friendly, happy guy. Well, she was a girl, but just a super friendly one. You know, the ornates grow so much faster. They're more snake-like. And they're just more aggressive. I don't know. They weren't what I was. I got them at the. Well, we were just talking about them. The Capital City Cichlid Association. I got them at one of their auctions. I got two of them for $15. They were like the little worms when I got them like that. Now they're over probably 15, 16 inches.
How long's that been that you've had them?
I got them like at the very beginning of COVID. Like I drove to Washington, D.C., and then COVID, the scare happened the day I was there. It was like I walk out of my hotel, and the cops are only allowing cars to come into the parking lot at Costco. Every time a car would leave, they'd let one in. I mean, it was crazy. You know, I was like, oh my God, it seemed like the world was about to end, and I'm freaking on vacation with 50 bags of fish.
You gotta love when that happens.
Well, and when I got home, it was like 3 a.m, and I go straight to Walmart because 24-hour, they're closed. What? So then I go when they said they're going to open at 8 or 9. They said that's only for senior citizen time. Yep. I had to wait till like 10:30 before I could walk in. I couldn't get my mom and dad out of bed to go in, for senior citizen time. So then I drove my mom and dad to Sam's, and I said, okay, we got to stock up, guys, while we're here. And my mom and dad pick up like one can of green beans and one can of some like pineapple, and I'm like, what? This is not what I did. Oh,
that's
well.
Funny.
But you know what? My mom, dad, they never went hungry. They were a lot more under control than me, I guess. Or, I want to stock up.
I want to tell you, my great grandparents went through the Great Depression and stuff, and we used to go there to hang out and stuff. You go through their cupboards, and you thought it'd be stocked up. No, they know how to make little go a long way. It was crazy. Like they knew what they were doing.
Well, I stocked up on like ramen noodles and cans of Spam and stuff. Figuring, just in case I have to feed them too. All worked out.
Hello, Chris Howe. Thank you for showing up.
Hey, Chris. I was even able to get toilet paper. I went to the Dollar General.
I actually have a good question for him to see if he can answer. But, so what fish did I get while I was there? So I got my CW 123s, the yellowfin quarries. Jen my wife bought green neons for her tank. I got least killifish that was donated from Wild Fish Tanks. I got 2 packs, and then I bought one, so I got a bunch of them downstairs. I also got what was the other thing?
Now, when you say green neons, do you mean the green neon Tetris?
Yes,
Oh, very cool.
that's
You-
actually
They're a lot harder to find nowadays than they used to
they
be.
are. I had them. I got a free bag at the Clash last year,
Oh, wow.
and then whenever my unfortunate mishap happened with the power strip, I lost them. That is my favorite, like neon tetra type
Mm.
fish.
I love them.
Oh man, I got a fish off of. I also got another fish off of Wild Fish Tanks. I can't remember the common name, but they're doing great. Gold lasers. I got a 3 beacon pleco.
Oh, what?
Three 3 beacon pleco.
Hmm.
Uh, it's a big one. I wanted it big because I wanted to put a pleco in with my star sapphires. It was already about 5-6 inches when I got it. Because I've been looking for a pleco to put in there. So I got that from Sabu. Man, what else did I get there? Green neons, leaf killies. I'm missing something. The pleco. Oh man, Skull, what else did I get? I told Skull what I got. I can't remember.
Oh, that pleco is beautiful, Skip.
Oh yeah. It's orange. The orange
With the
on
black spots.
yeah.
That's pretty, man.
I should look it up and show a picture of it. L091.
Yep.
This is a good picture. This is more like if you're gonna look at it in your fish tank type picture. On the right. But they do get darker also, but it's a beautiful fish.
Yeah, it is. So it looks more like that, the lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The darker is when it's dressed. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
We got the guppies and the platies for free. Oh, I got yellow rabbit snails off of Garden of Eden. I bought one and he gave me a couple. I was like, thank you. I got some plants off of Crypt Keepers.
Mm-hmm.
Then he gave me one. Thank you, Tim. Garden Eater also gave me guppy grass I need to get rid of. It's actually outside in the pond now. I got a white worm culture starter kit off of Brienne from the Farrell family.
Mm.
She just said, here, have it. So I got to set it up. Hopefully I don't kill the worms because it's been a while. I feel like a douche if I did. I think that's pretty much it.
Nice
But all
stuff, though.
in all, it was a good stay.
Yeah.
What was nice about it is you got to hang out with people and get more personable with them,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to when you got a big event and there's too much going on,
Yeah.
and you can't. So that's what I liked about it. Question for you, Doc.
What do you know about the Peruvian chameleon whiptail? I was cleaning the tank and spooked the male, not realizing he was holding eggs. Ooh, that's pretty good. lots of times when they hold eggs and they release them, they will not go back to them. So if he went back to them, that's really good. Lots of times, depending on how far along the eggs are, they will spontaneously hatch, and then all the babies will die. That I've never seen it in the chameleon loricarid, but you see it in the common loricarid all the time. So hopefully, if he did go back to the eggs, that's good. Keep us posted, and like to know what water conditions you're keeping them in. High current, how are you doing it?
That's one of my favorite whiptails. Alex from New York.
Mm-hmm.
He was selling those, I believe. And I just think they're beautiful.
Yeah, they're a very nice looking fish for sure.
They are. It's a beautiful whiptail. Definitely want to have sand in the tank for them because they love to hide under it.
Yeah.
That's the research that I did, and Doc would know. You definitely want sand with them because they just love burying themselves in it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I got some banjo catfish that love to do that too.
Yeah, banjos will do that. Yeah.
But I'm going to show a picture of a fish I got off of wild fish tanks. That skull was very nice to put the scientific name in for me.
Skull's awesome.
Because it's too damn big for me to remember. But it's over here. It's beautiful fish. It's more of one of your natural looking fish, like it's not bright colors, which I love those type fish.
We're pretty gold though.
Yeah, and look at the spots.
Yeah.
I love the spot. Yeah, that's awesome.
So, right? They're great.
I got them off of him before and I messed up because of my water. And the tank I put them in, they should be good to go. They got the aragonite and everything ready to go. But yeah, they're beautiful. It's a beautiful fish.
I need to order some skull goodades because that'd be so cool to have some from him.
I mean, it's a great fish because it's like some of them you're probably not ever going to find in the wild. And there was a guy that did a speech there. I think, oh man, he did a speech about the G'days down in Mexico, how they're reintroducing them.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name?
That's pretty neat that they can do that.
Yeah. Because they're trying to get their waterways fixed down there for that. And which is great because so what they did, part of his talk was telling you how they're trying to figure out if they're reproducing. So the ones they put in the water, they put like a red paint dot on them. And they'll go down after they release them. They'll let them go for a little bit, and then they're going to catch fish. So the ones that show up without the red paint dot are fry.
Newbies.
Mm-hmm.
Newbies there said they're no
F1s.
They're thriving. Yeah.
Reintroducing of them.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes. Thank you, Skull. That's his name. So that's one of the things they're trying to do is to reintroduce the ones back into the wild. And I thought that was freaking awesome.
It is cool.
I mean, I think that's a good thing because, like, it doesn't matter. In the States, we got our endangered stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a problem with collecting in certain states. Like, we're going to be like, listen, I'm a fish keeper. I'll breed them and I'll help it out, keep it going. It's like, no, the law says this.
Yeah, that's this state.
Hmm.
But the problem is, you also got them people that's just going to catch them
And
and
sell them.
not do nothing with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the people that make it bad for us.
Yeah, it's they here in Tennessee, they're really trying to protect the darters that we have left.
Yeah.
Because we've got a lot of different darters left that aren't anywhere else. So they've made a law that says you can't take anything from the waters alive. And except for large snapping turtles. I think a snapping turtle can be so big before you can take it alive. And it's like, why would you want to take a 13-inch snapping turtle? But
To eat it.
I don't know.
To eat it.
Oh, do they eat up? You need it to be fresher or something? Because you'd think you could. Because the whole concept for the kill order is that you kill it and gut it, and you can take it home and cook it, or mount it, or whatever you want to do. But you would think that they would kill the turtle.
Yeah,
The-
but the turtle is so big that most people don't have an ice chest big enough to keep it fresh.
oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Then,
So I'll bring it home alive.
so
And then
and
they'll take
there
care
is a
of it.
rule about bait fish, where you can catch bait fish and keep it alive. So that but I think it'd be easier just to get a fishing license for Alabama or Georgia, and for me to just drive 2 miles or 3 miles and catch it there, and then bring it here.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll
we
take a
got
picture of me catching it.
so here in Pennsylvania we have that too. It's called you gotta have a fishing license to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way you can get around it. That's like whenever I did that video with the bait tub that we did, I had a
Mm-hmm.
fishing license, so they can't do nothing. Because we were holding them before we was taking them out. But I was always like I want to know what's in my waterways. Like I set a trap or I go and swipe a net. What can I do? There's no straightforward answer here in PA. There was one time we did a Boy Scout or Cub Scout thing that we did a rodeo for trout fishing. I found this salamander that was awesome. I'm like, oh, I showed the boys and stuff, and I showed the fish and game. He goes, I ain't supposed to tell you this, but you could actually keep that. I'm like, why not? Why not give the rules out to everybody
Mm-hmm.
so that the people that are actually doing it know what you can have and what you can't? The law-abiding citizens or whatever you want to call it, that just give the rules out. They will. It's so vague in PA. It's not even funny.
Oh, so they actively do not try to tell you what the. Oh, interesting. Okay.
They don't. But if you got a fishing license, say it's a bait fish. Like there's a thing. There's a minnow we have here. We call it the redfin minnow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the right name for it, but if I catch a bunch of them, I keep them in a high flow tank because they need flow because where they come from. If I'm telling you I'm going to use them for fishing bait and I got a license, they can't do nothing to you, which makes no sense at all. But I get how it does make sense. It's to get away the people. They're just going to go overfish them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Well,
put them in a tank
it
and they're
helps.
eventually going to die because they need cold water too.
Those licenses help, though. The money they use, goes back into their parks and everything. So
Well,
that's
no, I
a
get
big
that.
fundraiser for the conservation.
Well, I get it. But if you got somebody who wants to study the fish that you have in your waterways and they're being legit about it, why not?
Oh,
Why
yeah, I
not
get you.
be okay with it?
Well, when we went to Miami at the ALA, there was about 60 of us that went collecting. and they had 3 of their conservation, or I don't know what they're called down there, because some people call them forest rangers. I know they're not forest rangers down there, whatever they are. And they gave us like a free pass. They said, we aren't going to make you guys get licenses. We know that you're all here just one day trying. We just ask that you pull all the fish out that you catch that are invasive. Don't allow any invasive things back into the water. And you're basically doing us a favor. And that was just so much fun. It really was. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah. But they don't. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's like I can't get a blue lobster because of our native crayfish. Because if you let them go, they decimate the population.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that. But if you're a fish keeper that's it's just going to keep what they have in your house, why not? But the problem is somebody let them go, and I think they call them king crayfish, if I remember correctly. But what they do is they'll just kill the natives and take over.
Yeah,
and that's why
I think
they said no.
a lot of the fish they have on the no list are made up by people that aren't that educated also. Like they should be asking somebody like Dr. Anthony, could this fish actually live in our waters? But like in Washington, it's illegal to have piranhas. And piranhas can't live in Washington waters. I wish that our government would spend just a little bit of extra time getting professionals that could tell them what could actually live and survive and
But
what
the
would
problem,
be really
the problem
bad.
is, if there's one hot spring in the state that can potentially live there, and so they just ban it for the entire state.
Yep.
Man. And it is a volcanic state.
Yeah.
They do have volcanic activity in that state, so they could have a hot spring, I suppose.
And the possibility is that somebody could have one, realize they can't keep it, and find that one hot spring and go release it. And now
Yeah.
we've got piranhas there doing damage to the rest of whatever's naturally there. So I can understand how the states get to those kinds of laws. And it's frankly, it's not but it's kind of our fault, right? It's people who keep fish, they're not probably the same kind of fish keepers that we are from an education perspective and an intent perspective, but the people who intend to keep fish and then end up doing something crazy like that without even thinking about it, and here we are.
Yeah, I don't think it's anybody that loves fish as much to watch a YouTube channel. Probably it's but it's all those people that buy a fish tank and say, I'm done.
Right.
After a year.
Yeah, and
it doesn't look pretty in my corner anymore. I don't like this algae or something.
Yeah, it doesn't stem from YouTube because they've been doing it years before YouTube, right?
That's right.
It's like you want to be an honest fish keeper, but you got them dishonest people that mess it up for everybody. And that was that whole thing with that big thing that was going on with that law they were trying to do federally.
Yep.
And I knew it wasn't going to go through. I knew it wasn't, but that's a reason for it to show up. Because you had the people down in Florida or the warm climate areas that could dump something there and then it's going to survive. But listen, you give me an Asian arowana and I dump it in my lake, it's dead as soon as winter hits.
I thought it was also being pushed by PETA.
Well, PETA, yeah, they had something to do with that, but it has a lot to do with the invasives in the other states because they're like, oh, well, if they did it, they'll all do it. No. We don't all do it. We'll flush, we'll get rid of a fish when it dies, but we're not going to put it in the creek when it's alive. But there's other people that's in the hobby that'll get rid of it because they can't house it.
Yeah.
Because they weren't educated on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
I'm
problem.
gonna pick Dr. Anthony's brain a little bit more. The Asian arowanas that are illegal here, the
All
color
Asian
difference.
arowanas are illegal. Yes.
Okay, all Asian. So are the blacks and the blues and the silvers, are they from South America
Yeah, the
or
black
African?
arowana, the silver arowana, those are both South American.
The
Uh,
African one has like a round head almost,
yeah,
doesn't it? Or a
Africans are.
round beak.
I mean, Africans are
They're
rare.
not pretty.
No,
Not
they're
pretty
a
though.
rare fish here, and they're legal as well. The reasons why the Asian arowana is illegal is that it is an endangered species in Southeast Asia, even though they are being produced by the millions on farms and they're all microchipped. The U.S. government still considers them an endangered species. And so they have banned all importation into U.S. So you can get them in Canada, you can get them in Mexico, you can get them in many other countries. You can get them here. I mean, I probably within 5 minutes I can have an Asian arowana at my house.
Oh wow.
Because they're still getting it in the country, but it's the U.S. Fish and Wildlife thinks they're doing a good job because their reasoning is if we okay the importation, then the black market people have won. It's going to stop the black market if you make them legal.
Mm-hmm.
But
I had a buddy
They're so pretty.
that actually bought an Asian arowana that came with papers, and it was okay from a breeder in Pennsylvania.
Actually, the prettiest is the scribbled arowana from Burma. It has the pattern is a hash-like pattern on the body. It's a gorgeous fish.
Well, now the snakeheads are just, they've done really bad stuff in this country.
Yeah.
But have you seen those Asian ones that are like all crazy colors and stuff?
Yeah. The rainbow arowanas. There's some small.
Is that a wild type or genetic?
Yeah. They're from India. They're not arowanas, but
is that
snake
scribble on the right?
It's hard to see. I can't see that.
That one might be an
African. Yeah. That one is. Yeah. The reason why they've outlawed all snakeheads, because the babies are all these bright orange babies. They all look similar. And so if they import babies, you don't know what you have. So they just said, we're going to not allow any Chana into the country.
I remember back in the early 80s seeing the snakeheads in fish stores and stuff, and I thought they were kind of neat, but they're also ugly.
Yeah.
They weren't the big beautiful things, or I don't know if those I have no idea how big those colorful ones are. I just seen photos, and they're just the most pretty fish in the world.
Like Chana blairii, the rainbow from India, it's probably 6 to 8 inches long.
Okay.
As an adult. The giant the giant snakehead, 2-3 feet.
Yeah. I wish they would have got those little ones legal in here.
Yeah.
Those pretty ones.
Yep. Yeah, they're gorgeous.
When you get to go over there on those conventions once in a while, do you get to see all those type of fish?
Oh yeah. When I went to Thailand in November, we went to the big fish market, and you see all those things, and they're cheap.
You said
they're dirt cheap.
That's awesome.
Albino.
Is it even cheap to have them chipped?
Shipping fish from Southeast Asia is relatively inexpensive.
Like
inexpensive?
Inexpensive, yes. They're relatively inexpensive. because there's a lot of airlines that will ship fish for you.
But you still need an import license.
So yeah,
right?
you still need the import license, yeah. Unless you're allowed to bring 6 fish back legally, in your bags.
Yeah. If you just saw what I had from California.
Yeah, but this is international. Yeah, you can have as many as you want to here in the States.
Few more than 6, huh, Skip?
Listen.
Yeah, he had 6 dozen.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Linda. Listen. That was so funny. I'll never forget it. We was getting on the airplane. I said, I need these 2 bags checked. And I thought I was in trouble. I was getting ready to message Renee like, oh, you may need to take these fish back. Because they were there and the TSA was asking questions. I'm like, why they asking me questions? But it was like basic questions on how to keep fish. I'm like, this is weird. Like, I never had this in an airport. Because when I flew back from Portland with Doc's fish, there was no questions. You're like, oh, okay. Yeah, whatever. It's just a fish. But in California, that lady asked me so many questions, she could have started a fish tank. I swear to you.
Right there in the
I
airport?
was like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, am I good to take these? She goes, oh, yeah, I just had questions about them. I'm like, oh, my gosh. It was
Where
so
you're thinking
funny.
like, oh my gosh, what is about to happen?
I was looking for the cops to arrest my ass, okay?
Yeah.
I thought I was in trouble the way she was talking, but yeah, she was just getting info. Blew my mind. I was like,
You probably
oh,
had 100 fish.
not 100, but it was a lot. And now I know why you double bag fish to
Yes.
ship. Because if they go on an airline, the bags expand. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, I was like, that when he was talking about that, it reminded me of it. Did they frisk the fish? Sorta.
Yeah, that's the only time you can bring liquid more than 3.5 ounces if you have a live animal swimming in it.
Now, are you allowed to have 1 or 2 bags?
What?
Here in the U.S.?
For carry on. Is there so many bags you can carry on?
It depends on who you fly with, though.
If you have a handbag or a roller a roller carry-on, you can pack that sucker with as many fish as you can.
Well, that's awesome.
All you have to do is ask them to hand check it, and they'll make sure that if it's liquid, there's something alive in that liquid, so they know it's not something explosive.
Well, it depends on if you fly from Jersey to California, they'll make you open that bag. It happened to Steph.
Yeah, but Steph, she looks guilty. I mean,
she really.
I told her. I said, "How did you talk to them?" I said, "That's how it was." I said, "How did you talk?"
You got to be just be really polite. Hey, you mind checking these for me? And when I do it, I kind of joke with the guys, and
Oh yeah.
You don't seem nervous. You seem nervous, then they're gonna question you.
Oh yeah. I asked her, said, "Do you have that resting bitch face when they asked you?"
Oh, that's terrible.
She goes, "Skipper, you're an asshole." I said,
She always
"Yes, I
looks
am."
nice.
I said, "But I had to ask that question." Nah, she's awesome.
And it really depends upon the airline. She flew American, and American tends to, be very troublesome.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, Delta, if you fly with them, my experience from PA to Portland, nah. I fly Southwest, and they're a lot more friendlier. Oh,
wait, what did GRB get?
He said he got red, white, and blue Dumbo guppies, and they are amazing.
Oh man, I wish I could see them. I've got platinum red-tailed guppies, and when I put them outside over the summer, they start to turn like a metallic blue instead of their platinum,
Mhm.
which almost looks like red, white, and blue because where the platinum stays silver, but it's still not quite. But I got to get a red, white, and blue fish or guppy eventually here because
Isn't it crazy about how when you put the fish out in tubs, okay, you can't really see it because we use a lot of bunch of black tubs. It's not like we're using an aquarium out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you bring them in after the season, the colors, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, they're
You know,
so
Yeah.
vibrant.
The
and they say
UV,
this.
the UV in the sun it causes
Crazy.
the pigmentation changes that it just really makes them more vibrant.
So
It
you
doesn't
would
seem like it
think,
goes away though. Like I get a
no, it does
tan.
not.
Two
Nope.
months later, I'm white, but it seems like they stay pretty.
They
Mm-hmm.
Is
do.
that because they
It's
don't shed their scales and it's changed, or how's that work, Doctor
No,
Anthony?
I
the coloration's underneath the scales.
Okay.
That's where the chromatophores are. So it just turns them on more.
Hmm.
but if you think about it, our lights that we have for our fish tanks cannot match the sun
No.
in the right way. Like,
Well,
what's up,
and
George? Balls, Mike
they're
B.
getting a lot of protein too.
And they they're consuming phytoplankton, microalgae. And those
Yeah.
algae have a lot of pigments in them. And these are algae that we can't feed in the tanks because they just don't grow.
Well, I can tell you,
Well,
in my 20-gallon pond that I have, they eat a lot of mosquito larvae
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
So the protein in that is not what you're going to get in a fish food.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to tell you, the light has a lot to do with it too. I think that
oh yeah, I'm sure.
that UV that they're getting it that they cannot replicate. I think they could, but it would cost a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
think about an aquarium. When you go to an aquarium, that's high dollar lighting on them exhibits, right? Because they want to make it look natural.
Mm-hmm.
They can't. I think it's kind of hard to make it uh, user friendly for cost wise because there's just so much that it needs that it
Mm-hmm.
asks for.
Yeah. I don't think Ed can tan. Ed just
I
gets
used
pinker and pinker.
I used to get super tan. I'm a quarter Potawatomi, so I used to almost look
You're a
like a
quarter
Latino.
hippopotamus.
Wait, Potawatomi is the tribe that half my family came from. But
Hmm.
nevertheless, I used to get super dark. And like my friends actually used to call me Rico Suave. Because of dancing and stuff.
Gerardo from Gerardo.
But I used to play lots of outdoor hockey during the summer, and I got super tan back then.
I'm
But
very
since
proud.
I've gotten on blood thinners, boy, it's hard to tan on blood thinners. It just, I mean, I have my pool out here, and I'll sit in it, and I don't hardly tan at all on these things. So weird, and I got to be real careful because the first time I go out, I sunburn real bad
Yeah.
with the blood thinners, and I never used to get cold like in movie theaters and stuff, and now on blood thinners I get cold, but I think I can handle the heat better now. So it's all
Pluses and
relative.
minuses.
yeah. Well, my hair's not dark anymore, so the hair's not even there anymore, and here it's not dark. But I used to be. I wish I could show you guys a photo of me dancing. Oh well,
Yeah. We were
I'll
going
look
through.
around.
I was
I'll
going
look
through.
around for one.
I was going through all my old papers and old photographs from high school, and my sister-in-law couldn't believe how much hair I had then.
I know.
I wasn't always bald.
It's unfair.
No, I tell my students grass doesn't grow on a busy street. Just remember that. There's so much activity going on up there that it burns it away.
Yep.
Mine's just a dead zone, I think, and nothing's going on top of my head. But I like that.
So George is going to Reefapalooza,
Oh, neat.
Nice.
or he's going to Florida this weekend, and Reefapalooza is going to be there. So I just assumed he's going to Reefapalooza.
Mm-hmm. I would hope so, based on how the story was told.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
Skipper's in the dark.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, look, he changed his clothing.
No, I didn't.
I was just wondering if anybody
No,
noticed.
I walked away. I come back and I don't
I wonder
know.
why he had to change his shirt. You wearing pants?
I was sweating. Now it's the same one. I got catfish.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty neat.
So
TJ,
George
do you have a race car shirt?
Not currently on. Currently, I'm wearing.
Well, no, I mean that.
A lefty
like,
shirt.
Do you sell T-shirts to your fans?
No.
Well, what number is your card?
32.
Okay, so is that Patrick Waugh's number?
I
That's
think
I
it
know
was.
Curtis Joseph.
O.J. Simpson's number.
Oh,
Was it really?
gosh.
Yeah, all the famous
Well-
running backs used to be 32. That was
Mm.
the running back number of choice.
Yeah,
Bo
rest-
Jackson was 32.
And I picked 32 because that's how old I was when I started racing.
Nice.
Oh,
That's
neat.
cool.
Wow, you're a late bloomer.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
He had a midlife
let us know where
crisis
to
at
get those.
32.
shirts.
What's that?
He had TJ had a midlife crisis at 32.
No, honestly, what happened was we moved to New Jersey, and my wife told me that I needed to find a hobby, and so I was like,
I'll go
All
buy a
right,
Porsche and race.
"Yeah." I said, "Well, I've always wanted to do car racing," and she's like, "All right." And so there we
Oh,
were.
my gosh.
And this has been what? This is my 11th season.
Nice. But you have
Now,
fun
are you-
doing it, so that's what matters.
I love it.
Do you know how to work on your car?
Yeah, I do just
That's
about all the
pretty
work
cool.
on the car.
Oh, nice.
I have flashbacks.
Well, when you
Lisa-
start selling merch, let me know.
Lisa Critters asked, "Do you ever? There's Waterford Speed Bowl."
No, but I should be probably at Lime Rock up in Connecticut later this summer.
I
What's your
like
closest race to Chattanooga?
Hello, Tom.
Probably in Virginia when I'm in Virginia International Raceway. That's it's right on the North Carolina border though, so I don't know. It's gonna be super close for you, Ed.
You got to do Bristol.
I have done Bristol once, years and years ago. But that's been a long time. I don't think they even have that event anymore.
Oh. Well, maybe I'll have to try it whenever you do that North Carolina one. I'll have to try. So I can probably get my family to go to North Carolina, or not North. Do you say North Virginia or West
Southern
Virginia?
Virginia,
or
it's
West-
right on the North Carolina border.
Okay.
Oh, that's close to you, Ed. But like what
Yeah.
Tom says, you have to be like a race car driver to survive New Jersey drivers.
But I'll tell you what, being on the roads here, way scarier than any day on the racetrack.
Oh, I know. When I went to Maria's house, I'm like, what the hell's wrong with these people?
Yep.
Night Owl wants to know, what do you race, TJ? I used to work for a guy who braced mini stock. was stripped out. Oh, I know that's dirt track stuff.
Yeah. No, so I do. It's
Yeah.
all paved road courses, sort of all over northeast, and then this year I'll be headed out in 3 weeks. I'm going to Ohio to go to Mid Ohio, and so it's all road courses paved with the Porsche Club primarily.
Now, do you only race against other Porsches, or do you race against a bunch of other cars?
It can be kind of anything. There's
Have
a
you ever
lot of
raced against
Porsches
a
that show up to
Lamborghini?
those events, but it could be all sorts of stuff.
How about a Lamborghini?
No. Last year in Virginia, raced against a Ferrari, and there was a couple of McLarens. But I don't think I've been out there with Lamborghinis yet.
Well, they're really arrogant people.
Same could be said for some Porsche people, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I didn't want to admit that.
Mm.
No, I'm just teasing. I don't know. I just think it'd be cool to see a Lamborghini fly by you.
Mm-hmm.
Or you fly by a Lamborghini. Right.
Maybe. I surprised the guy in the Ferrari
in it.
last year. That was actually pretty fun. He and I had a good time. We didn't know each other, but we became friends over the weekend.
That's good.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
It's
when I
funny
said
'cause-
fly by, I just was thinking, when you guys go by each other,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be cool to when you go by them. Do you like pretend like you're rowing?
No, I get the heck out of there.
Oh.
We want to do that as quickly and efficiently as possible.
Yeah. I actually had family that used to do the dirt track racing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's not surprising.
Right. Freaking rednecks. But now I was actually always fascinated by the sprint cars and the mini sprints
Mm-hmm.
because of how fast and how it was like they were gliding.
Yep. Specifically the ones with the wings.
Yeah, that's
Right.
your sprints. And then you had your stock cars that did the same thing, but they were rougher and bumpier.
Oh yeah.
Hello, Mexicali. Thank you for being here.
Hey, Jorge.
It's
Hiya,
like
Jorge.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That's a whole
whenever
different
you was
skill
there,
being on the dirt.
whenever you went home, you better got a shower because you were dirted up.
Mm-hmm.
My brother did stock cars on dirt tracks,
Oh yeah.
Yep.
and I used to be part of his pit crew, and we would wear
Yep.
all white.
And it wasn't white long.
White pants, white t-shirt, white sneakers. And this was, dirt tracks, especially where I'm from, they're alkali dirt. I mean, you can't get that stain out. They just,
Oh, it's any dirt track. It's like clay.
yeah,
So
that's what
it didn't matter. If
Yeah.
you got dirty, you were done. You might as well kept those clothes for when you went to the dirt tracks.
Yep. That's what it was. They were the dirt track clothes.
Yep. It's funny. Oh man, but that's like the best racing.
Yep.
That and then what TJ does, like that's real racing.
No professionals. We're all just a bunch of guys and ladies that love doing it.
I think it's more competition. I think personally, just watching it because I've watched a lot of that, and then I have been to the upper class stuff, and I'm like, no, this ain't fun. I like the nitty gritty. Let's get down. I'm gonna spin your ass out so I can get around you. That's what I love.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. But I think that's real racing. I do.
Yeah.
The only thing I would do is probably demolition derby.
Dude,
Always wanted to do that.
About 4 years ago, I almost had a car to do it. I was going to set it up myself. I had a little gas tank ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about it, and I was like, no, I better not.
I had one, and my mom made me sell it while I was in college because she didn't like it sitting in front of her house while I wasn't there. but I had a Mercury Marquis station wagon with a 460 engine.
Ooh.
It was a monster,
Mm-hmm.
and it would have been a great demo car. Oh well. But I miss that big engine, man. That was fun.
Mm.
Now the best demolition derby car is the boat. Like you gotta have a
Well,
big ass car. Like,
Yeah.
That
An
that
old
station
Lincoln
wagon was
Continental.
about as big as ever made.
Mm.
my dad had a Grand Torino or a Ford boat. I called it. That son of a gun. Unfortunately, he used to have it, and he was driving home from work with some. No offense, some old guy with a freaking tube down his shirt rear-ended him. The only thing that saved him was because that was a freaking solid car, and it only crunched the trunk up to the back windshield. If it was a car what we got nowadays, it'd have been crunched every damn
Yeah.
way.
Mm-hmm.
It was solid steel.
Well, I was a professional photographer for about a decade, and I used to take photos for all, whatever people would hire me. And I used to shoot a lot of the or not NASCAR, but the demolition derby guys. And the professional ones, they would have oil burning engines too. So their engines wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
They also said a trick was to use tow truck tires because they're solid rubber, so they don't deflate. That was huge also.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people would use solid uh rubbered, oh gosh, spare tires. So sometimes you see this demo car with a little bitty spare tire, but it's a solid rubber. So that's why it was actually better than having a nice big tire.
I see.
So, but yeah, the best was the tow truck drivers' tires.
Hello, Stephen P. Go drunk your home.
Hiya, Mr. Stephen P.
Stephen P. Awkward.
That's what you do. That's what you do in the derbies. You gotta be drinking so you don't feel that shit.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine the. Oh.
Oh man, that would suck. Like,
And actually looks like he would drive demolition derby. He just looks that kind of guy.
I did.
Well, I would sponsor him even with my photo studio. And I'd give away like one 16 by 20 of the team that won.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody else would ask me, they would pay me to do their teams. So I made a lot of money doing it. It was a lot of fun hanging out with those guys.
Mm.
Good times. It was a neat niche because nobody gives demolition derby guys much love. And
Yeah.
they actually have really fun cars.
Yeah, I mean, you got a point.
Thank you, Cora Works, for being a 2 months membership. Thank you.
That's awesome.
No, you're right though, because they don't. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you actually sit there and watch it, they get beat the hell up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like just a bunch of car accidents.
They may have a couple screws loose. Maybe that's why I wanted to do it. But I'm just saying, they may have them a little loosey.
And the Illinois ones were great. The Missouri ones stunk because they made them do figure eights in Missouri.
Yeah.
But in Illinois, they just water it down and let them go to town.
Oh, yeah.
So much fun. So much fun.
Thank you, Big Steve, for the gifting 5 memberships to Robert Reed Carr, Jenna P., Cosman, Larry D. Thank you and welcome.
A lot of D's and P's.
Thank you, Big Steve.
Yeah, that's awesome, Big Steve.
Holy cow, we've been going for an hour and a half.
Oh
I haven't
wow.
been fishing. Oh, let's see if how this thing's cooled down yet.
What was
Yep,
he making?
totally cool.
He was making a rock formation for his head thing. Like, Ed, explain what you
Oh, okay,
made.
okay, now, yeah, because I came in
It's for
late.
the
So
Yeah.
water fountain, but I just wanted something that I could run the hoses through the back,
yeah,
Mhm.
and then I'm going to use like just lots of ferns and things. So it's just going to be a really jungly looking tank.
Hmm.
But yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
This
Mhm.
thing, I mean, there wasn't a lot to it, but I'm gonna when I paint it, I think it'll look a lot better because I'll paint it with a dark paint first that'll catch, completely do dark paint all over it, and then I'll just do a light brush of the medium brown, and then a super light dusting of the almost white brown, and it'll really show off the texture and stuff, and make it just kind of look like a underwater rock. Is the goal. And then
Mhm.
everybody's going to be looking at this because that's going to be the pretty thing on top. But yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing this project up. I think I'll try to paint it during Whip Show tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I'm on big screen.
Yep.
But yeah, that's my goal. And
That'll
the
be
rest of
cool.
them probably all went to bed. Oh, okay. I was like, did you guys all just go to bed and leave me?
No. I was doing that, and then I saw a comment and typed to it. Sorry.
No, it's totally cool.
No, there was a question about the Rapashi. Night Owl Aquatics was asking about. I currently mix up different batches of Rapashi for different fish. Curious if anyone ever mixes anything into like freeze dried Daphne or Tubiflex. I'm
got
going
it.
to tell you, and I said it in the chat. Be careful with Rapashi because I've known some people that it killed their fish. So just watch it.
and if you put too much other stuff in it, it won't gel very well.
Yeah.
It will just fall apart. And that the thing about Rapashi is that you want it to be gelatinized, so the fish can just nibble on it all day long.
How have you ever used the powder as a fry food? I was talking to
No.
Bob Steenfod about it, and that's what he used for his rainbow fish fry food. When they're really small, he would just put the powder on top, and it was like I've never heard, and I haven't tried it yet because guppies come out pretty big. I don't
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
worry about that, and I don't really like maybe if my Bisher or whatever, they're super small fry, but I don't even think I want to try to breed those. But let's say I get something that I need super small fry. Might try it. I don't know.
No, you might as well get first bites.
Well,
Yeah.
I like the co-op fry food quite a bit, and I do use that for my rice fish. And I
And then
guess
I
I could
use
try the Hapashi with the rice fish because those are small fish.
Like I don't know. I don't know if it was a bad batch that they sent out, but there was people that had they used Rapashi last summer and in fall, and it was just bad.
Oh, that's a shame.
Like
I use golden pearls.
there was a whole tank die off. But no, golden pearls is a good one.
Mhm. Yeah, it's
I have a
worked okay for
package
me.
of it frozen in my freezer. I got Rack Cross gave me a package of it, but I
The golden pearls?
never. I just when I get strange foods, I just freeze them in case what someday when I need it.
Sure.
But yeah, I've never opened it, so I don't
Yes, Skull.
know.
Ken's fish fry food's a good one. There's another fella. I can see the package. I can't think of his name. Roy Cichlids. Roy Cichlids. I'll have to look it up, but it's a good fry food. After all right, so after the horrors that I've seen with Rapashi, I will not use. And I've been sent videos. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Rapashi's
Coro
too
had a question
expensive
about
for me.
textures.
Rapashi's just so expensive that
Yeah.
I'm cheap.
Well,
You
one
could
thing I don't
use
like
your
about
you
Rapashi,
could use your favorite fish food, okay, and get what do they call those to you got a stone and mortar,
Pestle and mortar. Pestle and mortar.
pestle and mortar, and just crush it up real fine and throw it in there. They'll eat it.
Yeah.
Like
I
it's
put a
that
nut. I take a really big, nut that you put on a screw or a bolt,
Mhm.
and I drop that in with my flake food for my guppies, and I shake it real good, and it does that. Grinds it up. But Cora was asking me about textures, and you can definitely put sand in there and do a texture that way.
What was
I'm
that, Ed?
using,
Ed, what was that? Because you were twirling it and I couldn't tell what it was.
it's just super glue that you would use like in your
Okay.
aquascapes and things.
Okay.
I use the same super glue for all my fish tank stuff. So I try to get the thickest. They used to have a thicker one. I don't know if you really can't see it, but they had a thicker one that was easier to control. But for some reason, they stopped making it. But you can definitely do that, but it's kind of expensive. And the paint that I use is actually concrete. So it already has like a sandy grit to it. So because I'm using dry lock paints, which is going to be kind of and you can add stuff to it, and so that's what I use, and it just looks awesome for rock formation-y things. I hope that helped. I don't know, but Coro, you definitely can put the sand with glue, but like in the model world, when I make models, I do not salt, but I use sand with Elmer's glue because it's so much more affordable. And you can, just don't put it in your fish tank.
You have a milky fish tank.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, Ed, I used the super glue and that bond stuff that you were talking about, and it works really well. The spray,
Yeah.
yep. But one thing I do is whenever I use that after the plant sets and the glue sets, is I rinse it off real good. It's just I just think of you're putting
a chemical in there.
Thanks. A chemical on the glue, but then I rinse it off really good. Then I'll set the rock, wood, or whatever down in water. And then there is some super glue chemicals that float up.
Yeah, I think that what floats up is this.
Yeah, and it doesn't harm.
It puts an oil slick or something on top.
Yeah, it doesn't harm them.
It just doesn't look pretty. So yeah, you're a smart man. Now, when you're under a time crunch, I'm like when I'm at an aquascape like at the Clash doing it, I'm not taking time. I'm just putting it together.
Yeah.
But at the home, yeah, it totally makes sense.
No, it definitely does. You just got to rinse it off good. Well, we've been going for about an hour and 40. I think it's time to shut her down. I'm ready
Yep.
to go to bed.
This has been fun.
Awesome.
It was great. I want to thank everybody in chat, lurkers, like Stephen P. that came out and said hi.
Yeah.
All the other lurkers, people that participate in chat. Thank you, mods. Thank you, super chatters.
Garcia.
And Garcia.
Yeah.
He hit 1,000 subs today.
Woo!
I saw that. Congrats, Berto.
Congratulations, Berto. We're getting
He's
off.
the man.
But thank you. Thank you for being here. And thank you, Dr. Anthony.
Wait, there's a comment. You can't use acetone on super glue because acetone will break it down.
Oh.
See, the acetone actually.
Because that's how I get. That's how you. If you stick your fingers together and you glue them together, you use acetone to break apart the super glue.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
It's pretty neat.
They call that paint thinner.
Or fingernail polish remover, which is just acetone.
Oh, okay. I do have that.
Yeah.
And I use gasoline too. I've used gasoline.
Thank you, Garcia, for $2 super sticker. Let's see.
Not
what
on
it
fish
is.
stuff though. On models.
It's a pair that says, "Hey you." Thank you, Garcia. But thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Thank you, Doc Anthony, TJ, and Ed. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. You got anything to say?
Yeah, I do. True friends never leave you hanging when it comes to guppies.
Oh, you little shit. Sorry, Ed. That's a good one. Sorry.
That was good. Yep.
That was good. It took him 1 hour and 45 minutes to come up with
Yes,
that.
it did. It did.
Mhm.
I will
TJ?
protect your guppies forever. You can
TJ?
trust me.
Yeah, no, thanks. This was a lot of fun, and thanks for everybody coming here and hanging with us.
Yep.
Ed?
I'll talk to you tomorrow at Whips, but we'll have to talk about Saturday night.
That's the auction this Saturday.
It is this Saturday? Okay, good.
Mhm.
That's what I wanted to know. But there's still, I wanted to talk about another Saturday or whenever, sometime.
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
talk to
do
you
that.
after we turn off.
All right. Thank you, everybody. I got something for you.
Joke's on you, I'm into that shit!
Y'all have a good night. Bye.